Why doesn't our world look like this? Because our world is dumb. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. And this is part 105 of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Last time, again, we got some more Pawn Specters to join us as we solved some problems. Reviewed some more quiet moments, of course. Because what else do we really do with, side content in Xenoblade Chronicles? We help people, we get rewards, and we get stronger in the process. So, all's well and good right there. And, oh, God, I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. I knew it. What the heck, dude? I've been trying, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. We don't do that here. We really just don't do that here, do we? Have a time. Anyway, today we're hoping to, well, actually we are. We're going over to Grandel Ramparts today as part of the story. But before we go there, obviously we have to kick the ass of this Matamora Mora. And we can view this quiet moment right here, first off. Which, by the way, I changed up Shulk's style and Melia's style to their third variants. It's got a blue and green tinge to Shulk, which I kind of like a little bit. And Anemone Style 3 has this brown tint on Melia, which actually looks really good. Like, I really like the Anemone Style and Monado Style, and you can also wear these in the base game. I think you do need to beat Future Connected, first of all. I think you do. Unless this is, like, another one of those things. Well, obviously not, considering. But that's okay, because we got a quiet moment here. The land in the sky. Should be interesting.
So high up!
It really is, isn't it?
When stand on tippy edge, I'd go dizzy. Whoa!
Kino, don't get too close to the edge. If you lose your footing, you could fall.
Here is much safer. Strange view when come to think about. Clouds look like floaty fluff below feet.
You're right. I don't think I've ever been this high up before either.
No. One moment. If clouds are in direction down, this continent floating even higher up than clouds.
Exactly. It's floating much higher up than Frontier Village in Magna Forest. Or even Aerith Sea.
Strange, so strange. But why this island is floating higher than even clouds?
I remember something from an old book. As I recall, the Bionis Shoulder was once inhabited by the Giants, a highly advanced race. There used to be many islands floating above Aerith Sea, you know.
No. Teeny tiny islands floating in sky. Very fantastic view.
The Giants. They could process and utilize hoverstone, a mineral with floating properties.
Amazing! In Aerith Sea, they gather so much hoverstone, it lifted up whole continent.
Actually, you might have it backwards. Maybe they took hoverstone from here and transported it back to Aerith Sea.
Whoa, elementary! Kino 220% agree.
Of course, it's best to take all this with a grain of salt.
Huh?
Until now, no Homs, or even High Entia, have set foot on this continent. That's why the book's author might only be speculating about some aspects.
No, it makes sense. Can be no mistaken theory of Shulk. Shulk really do know everything, just like Dad upon saying.
Oh no, I'm positive there are things I don't know.
Dad upon say, friend Shulk is brainy smart, know everything. And also brave and cool, and could do anything if he put mind to it.
Did he really? I'm actually a little embarrassed now.
Nothing to be embarrassed about. It's only good thing. He also say Shulk is #1 sidekick of Denipon. Next in line of awesome.
I see. Good old Ricky.
I'm so glad that Future Connected is continuing the trend of making Ricky sound even better than he actually is in the story through the side content. And also, I really hope that those sounds I heard during the quiet moment aren't forcing me to actually re-record. Okay. So, yep. That was a good quiet moment, actually. It's like, yeah, Ricky knows this really cool guy, Shulk. He's so brainy, he's so cool. And it's good old Ricky again. They really are taking it in stride. No Armu done, eh? We had to defeat the Antals to rescue the woman. Vice Jaw Antal. Oh boy, okay. I suppose we can do this. Again, those sounds that made my computer all like are really not forcing me to re-record that one scene. I might just do it just in case anyway, but yeah. Anyway, let's go. Once again, Monado Armor is your friend. Look alive! Alright, there we go. Raphael. Or Raphael. Well. I'm saved. Were you the ones who defeated the Antals? Please accept my gratitude. My name is Raphael. I'm an Armu hunter from Grandel, a town just south of here. The Armus have recently started running out of fodder just within the walls, you see. So I was walking around trying to find some more grassland, and suddenly angry Antals. People tell me I get far too focused when it comes to the welfare of my herd. I should probably pay more attention. Alright, Grandel. Like I said, it's to the southeast of here. Head that way, and you'll see a big gate before long. There's a lot of nice, juicy grass here, so I'll pick up enough to get my Armus fed, and then I'll mosey back onto town. Thank you for helping me out of a sticky situation. Things would have been really grim if you hadn't showed up. Definitely, my guy. Definitely. We don't get experience from that, but money is good. I guess the experience just comes from the enemies, because of course it does. Of course. I don't want to head that way over there just yet, where there's seemingly a item that we need to get there, but, you know. I just want to see this. Thulis Way. There's a jungle quad ring right there. And an ogre bunny. All of these are a whole bunch of gross. Because there are equal levels to us. And I'm not dealing with equal leveling. No, sir. Days +2. Alright, that could be good. For days and characters. And days resist. Speaking of days. Alright, so a little detour over this way because I believe this is another one of Pororo's favorite items right here. I think it is, yeah. And it's right over this way by this temple-looking place. And this place is the thing called Old King's Testament. The Old King's Testament. We're making a slight detour over here because there's a pond specter along the way. So, let's do it. There's a unique monster that will plop up over here called Cyclonic Ugana. So, beware of that. So, if we can't do this quest now, then we can at least pick this up. Agni's Sky Garden Ruins. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I'm sort of remembering this place as I go along here. Is this a landmark of any kind? Oh, it's got a giant's treasure. Well, let's see what we got. Oh, it's a free one. Martial artistry for anybody with an AP up 2. And aggro up 4. Could be very good for Nene, actually. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway, oh, jeez. Those are level 70 app pieces. So if we can't do this quest right here, we might just pick it up. Set.
Yo, boss.
Yo, boss. Qualified, certified, ain't, not, never, not, ain't, not, pumpified. You say ropey bridge that connect to a normal stone pillar over there, boss. Set, have irresponsible urge to stand on turrets of bridge and give voice of own determination and pump it this. But they're already rogo on turrets, and they showing set lots of aggro. Maybe you should have an aggro up 4 then. Why have beef with set? Rogo need to chill out. Set just live on own truth. Sometimes Snap-on bro just gotta shout. Set make earnest request. Please do as Set ask. If not Set not asked to shout determination from Terrence, life is over. The bodacious Rogos, dude. Yo, we gotta beat the bodacious Rogos, man. They're so cool and awesome and neato. Look, man, they're just neat, okay? The bodacious Rogos that you're looking for. I might as well be safer than sorry. The bodacious Rogos that you're looking for are on the Whisperwind Crossing, man. They're just so cool and bodacious and radical. Spoiler warning, they're not radical at all because they're trying to kill us. Nene gets a level up. I should definitely mention when characters are getting level ups. Because it seems pretty obvious that during the inconvenient Chromar fight that, or at least during one of the fights during one of the previous videos, you know, Shulk got a level. Seems pretty damn obvious now that I think about it, but, you know, I just didn't mention it. I don't have to mention when characters get levels all the time, okay? Anyway. Hello. Set.
Yo, boss.
That was tight, boss. So much strong. Set Moonly to move to manly salty tears. Now Set can go to Terrence in peace. Bear it, Set 1 minute. Shouting out of blood, sweat, and tears of determination to conclude with success. You're the boss. Glad everything worked out. Set feel connected by you by unbreakable thread of destiny, boss. Gonna hang out with the crowd until we find Chief 1-1, okay? Okay. Yes, boss. Bleed attack 4, alright. During journey to Biona's shoulder, Chief 1-1 took Set aside and said, Set, Chief have great trust in you. Set not easily trusting that, so not quite believe in Chief 100%. That's why Set go and see Set self what Chief 1-1 get up to. Anyway, Set counting on you, boss.
Father, I have become stronger.
Shulk and Melia get levels as we get a red team companion. Meh? Other pawn inspectors? Sure thing, boss. Set got red hot tip for you. Should check into this place. No kidding. Sure thing, boss. Oh, finally! Alright, so now we get union strikes. By befriending pawn inspectors from all 3 teams, you have unlocked the ability to perform a special coordinated attack, the Union Strike. These are basically the chain attacks, except these are going to be pretty cool. There are 3 variations to choose from. You get to choose how to attack in a chain attack. The red comment means you deal major damage to the enemy. Blue Caress means you get healed and cast regen and debuff immunity to allies. Meanwhile, Yellow Chaos forces daze and strength down into enemies. Increasing Union Strike intensity. The more Pawn Specters you're able to befriend, the more powerful the Union Strike will become, of course. Extra chances. Sometimes this can happen. When you use a Union Strike while all 3 allies are capable of acting freely, an extra chance may sometimes occur. This will grant you the ability to perform another one without using the party gauge. It's just that you can't use the same effect as you chose last time. The probability of an extra chance occurring is higher the more Pawn Specters are in a state of high tension. After Union Strike, the party's tension will go up, while all Pawn Specters in a state of high tension will revert back to normal. So be sure to time your burst affinities just right, because otherwise you won't be able to get the max amount of Pawn Specters to high tension. So yeah, those are basically your new chain attacks. You get to actually choose your own chain attacks, which is very nice. And actually very timely that we got this, because we may or may not have a tough fight up ahead. Well, not necessarily up ahead, but, you know, you can never be too careful with what the story can throw at you, you know? Just saying. Anyway, here we are, boys and girls. The Grandel Ramparts.
Greetings. We have heard from Teelan that a man called Radzim lives within these walls.
Ah, friends of Teelan's, are you? We've been expecting you. Go on, in you get.
You're letting us straight through.
You don't look particularly concerning, is all. These walls are imposing, but they aren't here for controlling foot traffic. They're to keep savage monsters from having themselves a rampage.
Most sensible. Well, we'll be going then.
Thankings! Sorry for time taking.
I have never honestly thought I would see the day. The day that the Beta Colony 6 lives! As part of the Bionis Shoulder in the beta for Xenoblade Chronicles, this was where Colony 6 was supposed to end up. Well, nothing's really confirmed as to whether or not this was supposed to be, you know, where the original Colony 6 was. Well, except for the fact that Dixon said at the very beginning of Xenoblade Chronicles that, you know, the enemy's advancing. We got to pull the line back to Colony 6. That's where we make our last line of defense. Shimmer Tumble. What the hell? Okay, so yeah, Dixon says that very line, you know, we got to pull back to Colony 6. We got to make the last defense there, right? Well, considering that in the final game, Colony 6 is near the Bionis you-know-what, I would really seriously doubt that Colony 6 would be the last line of defense, because you really had to go all the way back to Valak Mountain, through Magna Forest, somehow, go to the Bionis interior, and then make your way through Satoru Marsh, somehow getting off of those Sorol statues, and then somehow making your way to Colony 6 without being attacked by those monsters. I mean, I seriously doubt that, you know, Mechon would be able to make it past there, considering the fact that, you know, in-game, it's established that, you know, the big period of Mechon missing is between the Ether Mine and, you know, Sword Valley, I guess. If you really don't count the boss fight with Metalface in Prison Island as our first instance of having to use Monado Enchant in like a very long time. But, you know, this makes more sense. Having the original Colony 6 be here actually makes sense. And you know what? This is a town. In which towns are a very big deal in Xenoblade because, well, there aren't that many in this game at least. There's only Colony 9, Colony 6, Frontier Village, Alchemoth, and the Hidden Machina Village in this game. So it really just stands to reason that it would make sense that the original Colony 6 would have been here based on evidence in game. And it's just so cool to see this place come to life, man. Like, I looked up all the beta information about the Bionic Shoulder I possibly could. And this is basically relatively close to how the beta is. Aside from the fact that, you know, the Bionic head isn't actually there anymore, considering this is the new world, you know? And, yeah, speaking of that, originally, I believe, in between Eretz and Magna Forest, or in between Frontier Village and Eretz, this is where you would have ended up if the Bionic Shoulder was to be in the base game at all. So, again, stands to reason. Hello, 1-1. We've heard a lot about you.
1-1 just want nap.
Of course you do. Qualified, certified. Rest is classified. Pond Spectre 1-1 is name, or Chief 1-1 is name. Meh! What Pond Spectre's all doing with these stranger people? More important, why it takes so long for everyone to gather an appointed meeting spot? Meh. Never received such information? 1-1 forgot to impart? Ho-hum. 1-1 would go find Pond Spectre's body in makeup for our mission own selves, but have wings full with other business. Meh. Have idea. Could friends guide rest of Pond Spectre's to meeting spot? Would probably stuck in strange or sticky situation. Friends look like doing fine job so far. Surely is no bother. Priority 1-1. That's a good pun. We don't get any money or experience from this, but just gathering the Pond Specters is a nice reward, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So yeah, this is our second long-term quest. Naturally, there's little reward in store for helping 1-1. Sure, buddy. Sure. Because all we have is a stupid strength up 4. That couldn't be anything else. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a whole deal waiting to happen. Alright, so we have made it to the Grandel approach and Grandel itself.
Look! What splendid armor! Oh, it's true! Scales so shiny and sparkly!
It looks the same as any Armu, if you ask me.
Different subtle. Sure is.
Really?
Pardon me? Have you come from Companion's Cape, by any chance?
We've just come from the laboratory. But we were at the Cape just before that.
And was everyone there all right?
Yes, it seemed to me.
Thank goodness. That's a relief to hear.
Is something wrong?
You may be aware, but originally, we all lived here together as a group.
But then, some left because there are machina here.
Exactly. At first, we managed to tolerate each other in relative harmony. Obviously, we had our share of friction.
What happened?
Well, the final straw was something trivial. The companions tried all sorts of ploys to retake the capital, but none of the plans succeeded. Many soldiers were lost this way. One machina had had enough and told them to just give up.
And that's when it happened.
Yeah. They shouted, if you rust rats hadn't betrayed us, we wouldn't have lost our brethren and our homes in the first place. Things got heated, and then they left and didn't look back.
They shouldn't have forgotten that we all lost friends, family, and homes.
They're soldiers, ma'am. In the war, they put everything on the line for their country. And so...
When their country was taken from them, the extent of their anger and resentment was fully understandable.
Yes. Still, we who stayed behind don't bear them any grudges. They protected us all, for a long time regardless of race. And bear in mind, in the end, they didn't cast the machina out. They left the safety of our walls of their own volition. That's why we pledged that if they chose to return, we'd welcome them back and meet them with a smile.
I will do whatever is in my power to make it so.
Day-day, white eyes sweating. Inflammation of tear ducts.
By the way, we have heard that someone by the name of Radsum lives here.
Radsum? Yes, he lives over there.
Over there. Thank you. Very kind.
It was Radsum, actually. He was the one who told the companions to give up their quest.
Right. I see.
All right. Let's go and see him straight away.
Yes, let's.
It was the heat of the moment for sure. Yeah, like, in that sense, it's kind of completely understandable that some people would still have grudges against the Mechon. Like, a year is a lot of time for sure in between, you know, when the war is just over and the Bionis and Mechonis, or rather the peoples of Bionis and Mechonis, have made their peace at that point. And it would honestly just totally make sense that some people would still hold, like, the grudges. And, yeah, especially considering that they're supposed to live together, and, you know, it's supposedly one of those times where it's like, you know, the heat of the moment caused them to leave, you know? That's a very real thing. It's a very real thing that can happen in real life. Like, I've had my fair share of the moments where I'm like, oh yeah, in the heat of the moment, I said some things that I probably shouldn't have, or some things that, you know, I definitely should not, but, you know. Yeah, so I can completely understand. I can also completely understand that this shop completely sucks, because this is literally just here for the costumes and nothing more. But what about the other shop then?
Hello.
Of course, they aren't Oh, wait, they are slotted. Okay. All right, let's see. Seed Blammer slotted for Kino. And Fruit Spout. Oh, that's actually better. What about the Madcap Shooter? Or Snugbug? Oh. You know, I think I'll take the Blocker and the Fruit Spouter. Then you got some standard equipment for, well, the human... for the human/bird people. And you got the ones for the Nopon people. AKA the light equipment for Kino and then the heavy equipment for Nene. So, I think because the Nopon don't really have that much equipment, we might as well just buy it for them. And I think we'll gladly take this gear for them. This is just basically the set of equipment for everybody, and I don't really feel like spending a lot of money on these because these are definitely worth a lot of money. But, you know, just so long as I have at least one for the Collectopedia, I mean, I don't care. Oddly enough, the collectibles on Buy on a Shoulder don't really cost that, or aren't really enough to sell. I mean, you can thankfully still get materials from enemies to sell, but of course you never know if you're going to need them for like a quest or whatever. So I would recommend just holding off on, you know, spending money until you get a proper source of income, aka, you know, the quests and junk. So, yeah, just do that thing. Anyway, I'm gonna put on the heavy equipment that I got for everybody. I'm gonna put on the fruit spouter and then the other things. Yeah, because I think these are good. I think these are pretty good. Let's... You know what? We're gonna put... Do we have Days Plus on? Actually, no. That's for weapons. What am I talking about? I'm putting on Avergo Up. What am I saying? Initial Tension. We might as well. And Days Plus. We might as well do that too. Okay. I think we're fine right there. We're not going to do any quests for a little bit, but I did want to at least make it over here while we had the chance. And that item is, that favorite item of that was just up there. Okay, sure. Let's go meet up with, actually, no. Before we do that, before we meet up with Ratsum, let's see what we got up here, because this might be a location that could be important to you. You know, just saying. Because there are some NPCs that are up here. And they definitely have a lot of quests. So, yeah. No quests expire in Future Connected, by the way. There's nothing. Much like in... Yeah, there's nothing in Future Connected that will ever expire. Ever. So, feel free to do the quests whenever you want. If you just want to do the story, then you may. If you want to do everything, then there's no need to worry about quests expiring at all. Anyway, up here is a quiet moment. But we can't view that yet. And that one, I'm just going to say it right now. Right, that one right there, I'm planning on saving for the very end. Because, well, just saying, right here and right now, it's the longest quiet moment. And I want that to be part of its own thing. Anywho, let's see. Come on. My guess is that, oh no. My guess is that I'm hoping that this is like a secret area of some kind. Because I really hope it, oh god, please. Please. Yes! Eternal Zenith! Look at this! God, I'm so glad I went up here and actually discovered it. Oh my god. Yeah. And look at that down there. Yeah. There's way more to this place than you realize, huh? It is a Xenoblade area after all, and you know what? This is huge. Not bad for a short campaign. Alright. So now that we got that all discovered and done with, let's go meet up with Ratsum then.
Are you perchance Radsum?
Yeah, that's me. How do you know my name?
Teelan mentioned you. You are his fellow researcher.
Oh, I see. Teelan sent you. Him and Tyrea are still getting on okay?
Quite. Though she did give him a good scolding earlier.
Went to Alchemoth again, did he? I did warn him not to be reckless. But when it comes to his research, that boy has tunnel vision. To be honest, so does Tyrea.
Does she come here much as well?
No, hardly ever. She's even more focused on the work than Teelan. I couldn't begin to guess why she's so driven.
It must be about her mother after all.
Radsum, we have questions. About the Fog King.
I see. That's why you're so curious.
We need more to go on. What can you tell us?
Because of the Telethia's ether field, the Fog King and his fog beasts seem, well, unable to escape Alchemoth.
Ether field?
Yeah. It's the means by which Telethia eliminate any excess ether that they absorb. Now, the Fog King and his beasts happen to give off an awful lot of ether.
I see. So all Telethia in the vicinity flock there, to feed on the ether. And, as a result, keep the threat contained.
Oh, this hot noggin of Kino. It get worse if not shut up.
But my ether, it worked against fog beasts, but not the Fog King. Or rather, it didn't even seem to make direct contact with him.
Shulk, Melia, would you do me a favor and head to Teelan's lab, borrow his Telethia research notes for me?
Sure, we can do that for you.
There's something I'd like to look up about the Telethia's ether field.
Understood.
On another note, we heard that you spoke out against the companions.
I voiced an opinion, yes. I can understand their impatience. Their ancestral home was right there. However, I couldn't abide watching them throw away more lives for nothing.
Nothing. Sounds quite stark.
At first, there were hundreds of us living here. But now, well, you've seen for yourselves.
And all because of the Fog King.
Yeah. So I think you can see why I said what I said. If we end up extinct, we'll have won nothing.
Well spoken. But I'm sure the companions would find those words hard to swallow. I'm sorry. Your people are no more free to go home than we are.
No need for you to apologize, Melia. In truth, it's not costing me any sleep. They seem to be catching on too. After all, they've stayed put since then.
When you put it like that. The people of Grandel, they're living under considerable strain, not knowing what became of their homes, and with no means of return.
But that's also true of Maxis. His people lost their homes too.
Yes, but they're feeling desperate, and it's making them unreasonable.
It too sad.
We were like that too once, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
That true?
But we learned, eventually. All because we wanted to protect the world. And we made that dream a reality. We brought down Zanza.
Overcoming our prejudice gave us strength in unity, because we shared a goal.
Radsum's folk, the companions, and us as well. We all share the same goal.
Defeating the Fog King and returning home.
Sounds like job for Hero Punkino. Just let Nene at him.
Thank you, everyone.
Mamma, what that thing?
Is that...
It's like the one we saw in Alchemoth, but much, much larger.
You're right.
Shulk, let's see if we can get closer.
Yeah.